And welcome back to another week of progress on our French farm, a place that never stops buzzing with life. At this time of year, it's almost impossible to focus on just one thing. Everything needs attention. The garden, the plants, the constantly growing grass, the endlessly breaking machines, and on top of all that, trying to stay sane and actually enjoy the moment. Since moving here almost 7 months ago, we had no idea what kinds of plants and fruit trees were growing on our property. A few we could guess from the leaves, but most of them have been complete surprises. The very first trees to reward us with a harvest this year were our two biggest cherry trees. Up until last year, buying cherries at the store felt like a luxury, but now we're honestly not quite sure what to do with the incredible amount hanging from these trees.
How's it going?
Well, this bucket is getting heavy.
Yeah,
There's so much fruit up here.
there is. A lot.
I don't know how many cherries can you eat.
Not 2 trees worth, I think.
Probably not. There's plenty of things you can do with them.
Like,
Jams.
yeah.
You can make that compote thing.
I haven't tried a cherry jam. Might be nice.
No matter how many we eat, there's no chance we'll be able to pick even a third of the fruit. We've invited friends and neighbors to come help themselves, and thankfully there are plenty of hungry birds doing their part too. It makes us happy knowing that all this food won't go to waste. But picking cherries wasn't the only task we fell behind on. Making more garden beds for our growing seedlings had become urgent. This time we decided not to buy any more soil and instead use compost and well-aged manure. Thankfully, there are plenty of horse owners in the area who are more than happy to get rid of their manure. We started creating these no-dig garden beds soon after moving here. Slowly but steadily, we've been filling them with all kinds of vegetables, herbs, and berries. Winter was a slower season though, and the harvest was small. But now it feels like we can't move fast enough with everything growing at such a rapid pace. To create the new bed, we first need to prepare the ground by clearing it properly. That means removing branches that have been lying around for way too long, now tangled up in the tall grass. After clearing the ground, we don't waste the branches. Instead, we turn them into wood chips that will eventually form the pathways between our garden beds. It's a simple way to recycle what's already here, while creating natural, walkable paths that will improve the garden over time. Making wood chips is definitely not an easy task. The machine is loud and overwhelming, and the constant physical effort really takes a toll on the body.
My whole body hurts. My arms are all scratched to death, and my legs as well. Hasn't been very pleasant. Took all day. Prefer not to do it again, but that's not gonna happen.
This is the spot we've chosen for a new bed. Here we're going to create our Three Sisters garden, a traditional planting method where corn, beans and squash are grown together in a mutually supportive system. The corn grows tall and provides structure for the beans to climb, and the squash spreads out along the ground, helping to keep moisture in and suppress weeds. Together, they form a balanced and highly productive little ecosystem. The corn will be planted in a square formation, which helps improve pollination by allowing better wind flow and more even spacing between the plants. The distance between each plant is about 20 centimeters, and we've made holes in the cardboard so the roots can reach deeper into the soil. As the years go by and we continue to build up organic matter on top, this step will eventually no longer be necessary. Now, here's the tricky part of creating a Three Sisters garden with aged horse manure. The manure adds a good amount of nutrients to the soil, but it's actually not extremely high in immediate available nitrogen. Much of it is released slowly as it breaks down. Because of that, the beans may not play as strong of a nitrogen fixing role as they normally would in poor soils, since plants tend to reduce nitrogen fixation when nutrients are already available. To help protect the soil from erosion and keep moisture in, we've added a layer of dried grass on top. As it decomposes, it will slowly contribute to the soil's organic matter. With these conditions, we might end up with very leafy bean plants and possibly fewer pods, but this is our first trial year, and we are really excited to see how everything develops. This is just one of the beds of this type that we're creating. We'll be setting up 2 more further away, each planted with a different variety of corn. Now it's time to check our Spanish well, a traditional stone-lined well used to access groundwater. We'll take a look at the water level and see if it could support our garden in the future.
So now we're checking with the well how much water there is and if the pump is good and if the power and water pipe are long enough. So I lowered the rock all the way in to the bottom, and then it was 9 meters from there and all the way to the bottom. Then I pulled the rock up until it was just on the surface, and I marked that. So the water level is 5 meters deep, and it's 4 meters until the surface of the water from here, so like a meter up. So from ground level it's like 3 meters down, and then 5 meters of water after that. So now that I know that both the electricity and the water hose are long enough, I think I'm just gonna tie the rope to the pump, hook everything up and test it out, see if we can't get some free water. Put some thread seal tape and threaded the hose into the pump. Put some new rope, what is it called, paracords through here. Double them up, just one on each side. And then I'm gonna have 2 ropes as well going all the way up. So now I'm just gonna lower the pump in and give it a little test. Alright, the pump is lowered all the way down and pulled a little bit up from the bottom. Tied up there. And then I've tied the water hose and the electricity just so they don't fall down while I finish connecting everything. And then the pump will I need to make an outlet somewhere there, and then I have to make some underground piping which will go around the house to where the other water to the field. So here we are on the other side of the house where the water for the field is already. Here I've put a pressure regulator because there was quite a high pressure at the field and I was blowing some garden hoses. So now what I'm gonna want to do is figure out a way to connect it here before the pressure regulator. Ekki þá? Má kveikja?
Já.
Whee!
Þú ert að kveikja hann, pabbi.
Boop. Kom með.
Our projects don't stop there. While keeping everything in shape and up and running, we came across our trampoline, which was damaged during Storm Nils a few months ago.
Fixing the trampoline after the storm, replacing 2 of the metal legs with bamboo, just to try it out. Plenty more are bent, and of course the kids show things no mercy, so we'll see if it lasts. Like it's made for it.
Time flies on our farm. With small and big projects happening all the time, we often lose track of time, only realizing it in the end when we're tired but happy, heading to bed and thinking about everything we've accomplished and what we'll tackle next. We try to prioritize our tasks, but that's not always easy. In this first year, everything feels urgent and in need of quick attention. Still, despite that, this life makes us happy, and both our plans and ideas seem to grow by the hour. So, if you're interested in following this journey with us, stick around, and we'll see you next week.